apologizing because I said I would do one video a week and I haven't. But to my defense, I was ill last week. So it wasn't corona, it was a really, really bad case of man flu, otherwise known as the sniffles. And I hadn't been sick for a long time, so I just felt like death. But anyhow, so here we are. And the topic of this video is something that people come to me all the time when they want their eyebrows removed, their permanent makeup, and microblading eyebrows. And they say to me, why did the hair strokes blur? I loved them when I first had them done. And now look, they look a mess. And I've been for Topups and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the first reason, and this will happen straight away, that permanent makeup or microblading blurs in the skin is if you have oily skin. If you have oily skin, those hair strokes are never going to be as sharp. So a good permanent, an experienced permanent makeup artist, what they will say to you is, oh, actually, you know what? Let's just do a powder brow because there's no guarantee that these hair strokes are either going to heal the way I want them to heal, or if they do heal in, that they will be as crisp as the permanent makeup, and indeed you, the permanent makeup artist, and you want them to be. So an experienced permanent makeup artist will be able to flag that for you. The second reason is age. So with permanent makeup, and I do call it permanent makeup because these molecules do stay in your skin permanently. With permanent makeup, it's like any other tattoo in the body. It will age over time. The colors will change, it will become blurry, it'll become lighter. Some pigments will pull reds or oranges, some pigments will pull blue, your dark brows will become like a bluey tint, etc., etc. So when you go and you have permanent makeup done, initially that pigment is a lovely shade of warm brown, and they look fantastic, and they're all in the place they're meant to be. Uh, and then you realize after a few years that, well, usually, typically, not even 18 months to 2 years, that the hair strokes have faded, and now they don't look like natural hair strokes. They look like a bit of a block. That's completely normal. It's, again, it's a tattoo, and it's very much like when you get a tattoo on the body, and first the drawing is incredibly crisp, and then after about 3, 4, 5 years, that crispiness of the lines tends to get blurred out a little bit. It's exactly the same thing on the face. So what people do is they will go back to the permanent makeup artist, sort of wanting that again because it's a bit of a hook. Ooh, love them when they were fresh hair strokes. I'm gonna do that again. But you already have, provided that you have an eye shape, generally a permanent makeup artist can work over that and can color correct. But already the permanent makeup artist is not working with a blank canvas. So those fresh hair strokes that you had, you're going to have some kind of ink underneath that needs to be color corrected because it's going to be too cool or too warm, etc. And then that means that the permanent makeup artist is going to have their artistic liberty somewhat curtailed by what was quite probably their own work um, before. But this is just kind of part of the process. And that leads us to the third reason, which is top ups. So if you have a bit of ink underneath and you're going to put fresh hair strokes, it's going to start looking like a blur. And then you're going to start getting ink concentration because often what needs to happen is that the color that was there that aged that it aged into needs to be neutralized. And after it's neutralized, then we can go in and put in hair strokes. But then imagine how many layers of pigment and ink you're starting to have at this point. So it's never going to look like that virgin skin that that you had the first time when you loved your brows. And if you look, if you're big on social media and you're looking at Instagram and videos here and an artist's work, you will find that the really, really wonderful brows are all done on virgin skin. And you will see that those artists have those brows that you just go, wow, the wow brows, the super, super natural brows are all done on virgin skin. So as you're researching, bear that in mind. See if those brows that you love were done on virgin skin, and be aware that in 2 to 3 years' time, you are not going to have virgin skin. And how are you going to handle that? I see a lot of people in my practice coming for removal when they've been having year after year after year after year after year of pigment being implanted into the skin. So obviously the saturation there is huge. And it does come a point where even the best permanent makeup artist is not going to be able to do a good job because of the sheer amount of ink saturation that is in the brow. So, what is the solution for this? If you love permanent makeup, and I do, then the solution is that you really need to clear that skin once in a while. So, if you're just wondering about going into the process, I would say tips, pick a good permanent makeup artist, and not only good, but one that does the type of work that you want, because different artists have, of course, different ways of doing things. And it's not a bad idea to every couple of years, every 3 years, or every couple of top ups, to come to someone like myself that does laser and clear that skin, especially with things like microblading, where it's so easy to clear the skin, provided that some of the naughty colors haven't been used. And the naughty colors are the ones that go red under the skin. And then we need to start working with the red to get the red out. But even those that go red, the truth is that red and orange are two of the easiest colors for permanent makeup artists to work over. So it's not even that big of a deal if it does. But what I would say is every couple years, every or 2, 3 years, come in, have a laser treatment, clear your skin of all of these molecules, not all of them, but a good percentage of them, and go back and give the artist a blank canvas, or at least blank-ish. Because once you get hooked on that look that you had on virgin skin, you're gonna want that back. Nobody wants second best on their face, but it's just the process. You're never gonna have that look unless we do something about the molecules that are already in your skin. Uh, as many of you know, I'm in London, England, and of course you can come to me. But there are a lot of permanent makeup laser technicians now all over the world, because as the industry has become more and more popular, there's more laser technicians that are doing this work popping up everywhere. And I have to admit that there's a very high quality within the work in the industry. So it's nice that things are getting done properly. But by all means, if you're in London, do give us a call, or if you're in America, I've trained technicians in America, and I've trained technicians in a few other countries. So always check with me, even if you're not here, because I probably know somewhere in your area that can help. Okay, if you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye.